Hola everyone, what's up? It's Edgar, and today, where do I even start? We're gonna get right into what you clicked for. Today, we're gonna be reviewing the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe vault collection. Now, luckily, I had an actual vault show up at my door. Morphe did send this. It basically just has the palettes inside with just a little message from Jaclyn. And then here are the actual 4 palettes that make up the vault collection. I'm gonna give you guys the basic details about these palettes, try to do an eye look using minimum of like 2 I'd like to use, and then I will give you guys my full review. We have Morphe x Jaclyn Hill here on the sides of the palette. There are 4: Ring the Alarm, Armed and Gorgeous, Dark Magic, and Bling Boss. Every palette features the same design. The only difference is there's little dots that kind of give you the color story of the palette itself. Now for the palettes, we have Ring the Alarm, and this is, I believe, the most like neutral of them all. And the next palette is called Bling Boss. And these aren't in any particular order, by the way. I'm just showing them as I go. Now for the third one, Dark Magic. It definitely reminds me of a forest with just like the cool tones of the green. And last but not least, we have Armed and Gorgeous, which is, ooh. This just gives me tropical vibes. It's very golden. There's a couple deep colors in here along with this nice pop of green. I really like the Dark Magic palette, but I feel like I want to use it on its own because it's just a little dark, and I kind of want to do something more of like a soft with a darker outside. Honestly, I would usually go with the craziest colors, but today I'm gonna go in with Bling Boss and Ring the Alarm. What I'm thinking is I'll go in with maybe this shade and then just start going in with the deeper colors. I'll go maybe in between these 2 dusty ones. I'm thinking this maroon one. Maybe like a soft sort of champagne-y pop on the lid. I think that would look really cute. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Oh great, I just noticed I don't have a mirror anywhere in sight. How convenient. All right, I got the mirror. Now to prep my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and use this, which is what I've been loving for my eyeshadow primer. It is the Kevin Aquan, I don't even know what it's called. It's the Supernatural Concealer, and this is in the shade 01, so the lightest shade that they make. It just primes the lid very well. All right, there we are. You can see I have pigmentation on this eye, and now it's like a white piece of paper. Starting off with the Ring the Alarm palette, and the shade that I think I'll be going into is Rush. It is a really light orange. I'm using an Anastasia A12 brush, just a fluffy brush, to get this all over in the crease. You know what? I don't even know why I looked for a mirror. These actually come with a mirror. How did I not notice the mirror? I'm just dipping into this like I usually would, knocking off any. It looks like it's a very, very fine formula. There's a little bit of kickback. Go ahead and take this all over up in here. Dipping back in a little more. Oh, okay. See, I just went like in without tapping off the excess, and I got a little more pigment. The pigmentation on these I feel is like average. I'm having to dip back a couple of times, which is, I would say, pretty normal, but I'm definitely having to work, I would say, like little area by little area. I feel like this is blending out like a pretty normal orange. Now I feel like that shade is pretty diffused, so I'm gonna go ahead now with, oh, I like this shade. It's like a berry color. This is in the Bling Boss palette, and it's called Sparks. I just noticed here in the mirror and on the monitor, I'm not sure why, but it looks a little patchy here. You guys saw I applied my base pretty evenly. It's not like a harsh line, but I can definitely see a demarcation. So I'm going to take a tiny bit more and let's see. Kind of kept buffing it out until it buffed out a little. Still somewhat there, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep on going with this. So just to begin like normal again, I'm going to apply this on the outer part and start creating a sort of V shape here. This shade is definitely a lot more pigmented. A little bit of this is going a longer way, I feel like. Let me switch brushes. So I'm switching over to the Morphe E17 brush and just like buffing those edges out. I'm gonna take just a little bit more from the pan. So picking up just a little more once more because I feel like I still could drag this in a little bit. Definitely want to keep with the padding instead of swiping. Pat, 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 pat. That seems to be definitely working with this. No additional product, and just buff out the edges with a very soft hand, only right on the outer edge of this. Once you feel like you have almost literally no product on here, just go into the inner part of the eye and tap the leftovers of that shade in here. I'm gonna go in with 2 more shades from this, and I'm gonna use Rockstar, which is this sort of vibrant grape color, and then Mystic, which is just a deep maroon color. Rockstar on a Morphe M562. And then I'm actually going in back with the previous brush in a tad bit of the previous shade, right? Kind of mixing these colors together because I want to go in with just a little bit more of that Rockstar shade to really deepen the eyes, but I feel like I lost sort of reddish color when I applied that. And then just a little bit more of the Rockstar. I went in and added just like a touch of the brush on the outer parts because I feel like I had, again, lost that shade. I'm noticing that these are not applying to my eyes true to colors, or I would say how they look in the palette. Even though I did use a really light base, really light base, I feel like you really have to build these to get any sort of like saturation. And then to blend them out, you blend them out so much that it just loses the actual vibrancy and they turn almost like dark. It looks good, but it's not what I was expecting it to be. I'm gonna take another pointed bullet brush using Mystic, which is the darkest shade from both palettes, and this time I'm going in just rolling, tap off excess. And see, I don't know, I feel like I don't know if I'm going crazy, but the eyeshadows, I feel like they're just getting darker. Once I try to blend out even the edges, I don't know, they just act a little bit weird. I just want to keep it here on the outer corner, swing it out slightly. Oh. I think I got like eyeshadow. I don't even know what to do anymore. It just looks... Oh my god, I'm actually having like a little panic attack right now. I thought these were gonna show up how they look in the pans. I'm gonna go in with that Rush shade, which is the lightest shade from all of them. This one right here. On the outer perimeters, just... See, like, where did the red go? Where did the red go? Using the same concealer that I used as my base, I'm gonna take it on the back of my hand. Using a flat brush, I am going to pick this up and smooth this into my crease to create that cut crease effect. I like to just stamp it right there, and then I just go ahead and kind of connect the dots. And then just go ahead and cover all of that up. I want to do like a rose color. I'm probably going to do Bling Bling because it looks like it is the lightest. It's a soft, like sort of frosty pink. Using I don't even know, this is a really old Morphe brush, and just picking up this shade right here. Pack this onto the eye. Oh, is she there? Hello. This is hard to see. This isn't showing up on my eyelid. Oh my god, what's going on? I'm gonna try to use my finger for this now. I just feel like, oh my god, it makes my eyelid look... Hold on. Y'all see that? Oh my god. It looks very crunchy. I don't like this. This is not like a metallic or any sort of dimensional shade. It looks almost just like a flat satin. There's no dimension in here. It's just flat and it looks gross on my eyelid. But I'm gonna take a little bit of the gem shade, which also looks like a metallic, on a flat brush. This vibrant purple right here. And just where the dark and the light meet, I'm gonna pop that right in. Oh, this is doing something. Like, wow. This and maybe the first shade I used were the only ones that didn't make me worry even a little bit. As of now, I feel like this looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply foundation, bronzer, all of that good stuff, and then come back and finish the eyes for you guys. Right here, I took the shade Sparks on a little brush and went ahead and blended that out throughout my entire lash line. From the Ring the Alarm palette, I'm taking the shade Bomb Ass and applying it just to the inner corner of the eye. I said I was only going to use 2 palettes, but I decided to go in with this shade VIP from the Armed and Gorgeous palette, and just applying that on the brow bone and on the inner part of the eye itself. Alright you guys, cool. So here is the finished look. I actually used Ring the Alarm and Bling Boss for most of the eye, and then I only went into Armed and Gorgeous, which is this palette right here, for that bright white shade because I wanted an inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight. But the 2 other palettes that I used, they only had like dusty, cooler tones, which I really couldn't highlight with. Same here. These are more like lid colors. I personally would never do a darker color on my brow bone highlight. My final thoughts about this palette, you guys obviously saw how I worked with it throughout the entire video. Bling Boss and Ring the Alarm, which are the 2 that I use. You know, obviously Ring the Alarm is a neutral palette, and then Bling Boss is a dusty purplish palette, which I believe are the 2 most common that people might go for. But sadly, I honestly wasn't impressed. I felt like the colors, it's not that they necessarily don't have pigmentation, they just don't have the vibrancy to transfer from the palette onto the eye itself. As far as how the blending goes, I feel like you really had to work with this palette. You know, there are some palettes where they really do the work for you, but I feel that these palettes, you really had to work with them. If I didn't add the liner and saved the really bad shade, which was from the Bling Boss palette. It's called Bling Bling. I hated how it looked on my lid, so I had to go in with the glitter liner to kind of save it on its own without the liner, without the glitter, you know, just lashes and the eyeshadows themselves. I really would have not been impressed or thought they were anything special. However, as you can see from the final look, you can make it work. This took me a little longer than I would usually take on a look like this because I really wanted it perfected and really wanted to try out the full potential of the palette. I travel a lot, so this is probably what I'll be using them for. I don't particularly think that these are a palette that I will reach for when I'm here at home because I have palettes that have similar shades and they work a lot easier than these. Overall, with packaging and application and the shade selection, I would give this collection a solid B. I would only take the rating on that up to an A, maybe if the pigment was a little bit more there, because as you guys saw, it really faded out and I felt like it turned almost like just dull. My favorite formula for eyeshadows are really the ones that you can put it on, blend it out, and then pack it on and really build it. But with these, I feel like the more I packed it on, it really didn't do much, to be honest. Would I recommend getting these? Yes, I would at least get one. Honestly, if I wasn't sent these, I still would have probably bought 1 or 2 because they are only 15 bucks. Maybe you guys can pick up one, see how you like it, and if you do like it, go pick up the rest. Yeah, those are my final thoughts. You guys know, regardless if I get sent anything or not, I keep it 100. I'm not really much of a person that brings the whole who is the collaboration with into consideration. I don't really care, you know, I wish the best for everyone, but I really just look at the product itself because I know you guys work really hard for your money, so I want to make sure I let you guys know how it worked for me and what I think about the product itself. Please, if you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button down below and also click the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. Most importantly, leave your comments down below. I want to hear what you guys think about this collection. Let me know why or why not you'll be getting this, because this launches on the 26th in a couple days. But yeah, that's everything for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really hope you guys enjoyed your time here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.